Well, I thought it would be advantageous to some of you out there to actually hear and talk to a gentleman that's been through my training. He came to me for the one-on-one training from South Carolina. He actually owns HHI Investing, LLC, and now has developed leasing-to-own solutions. And his situation is unique in the sense that he works a full-time job, but his full-time job is literally full-time. It's sometimes 6 days a week, maybe 7 days a week, and a lot of times during the days he just can't commit towards the lease purchase business development. It's always in the evenings or late evenings and nights, and so he's been a little bit limited on the time because of his situation, but he's still been able to put some things together. And so again, I've got Darin Ray on I guess Skype with me. And Darin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I wanted to just talk to you for just a few minutes here to kind of talk about your situation, where you were when you came to me, because I think so many people were probably in the same place that you were, because you had actually bought other real estate courses and had looked into other real estate courses before you came to me, hadn't you?
That is correct, yes. Kind of looked at a couple different ones, purchased a couple different ones, some large, some small, but yeah, I had looked at other courses before.
When you bought those courses, of course I know you, so I know how particular you are. I would imagine for the courses that you bought, that you went through them and read every single word. And from the courses you had bought before, what did you feel about those other courses? Did you feel like they were full of fluff? They were good? What's some of your feedback on the other courses that you had purchased?
Well, some of the other courses, one of the main courses I went through was through a national guru, high priced type course. But what I found it dealt with the overall general aspects of how to do a certain type of investing, such as lease options. But where it fell a little short was the actual practical application of it. Where I studied before I took the course. I studied as I took the course, so I know everything. I would know everything inside and out. But the actual practical application was what kind of seemed to be missing.
And I think that's what so many courses have, is it's theory and nothing, no action, no guidance for, okay, here's the theory, now here's what you're going to do with it. It's just oh, here's how it kind of works, and good luck with everything. Is that kind of what you saw with the other courses?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
Now, you had come to me through, I think you had found me actually through Michael Carbonaire's site, Naked Investor. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
And so you had, I guess, been hanging around there for a while, and had, I imagine, seen some of the posts I've made, and I guess maybe seen some of the progress and how things have progressed for me over the last several years. But let me ask you this: was there anything in particular, or just the fact that you could actually track, if you will, how things have progressed for me as I was making posts on Naked Investor over the last 7 or 8 years or so? What was it that kind of made you decide, you know what, this is the way to go?
Well, as you said, I'm pretty detailed, so I would go back through just about every single post that you had for, I think, 5 years on the website, and just like you said, kind of looked at your progress and how things had had kind of built up for you, and I was just ready for the practical application. I mean, that's basically, I could spin theory and theory and theory like all day long, but to actually be able to put it into practical application, it was a very easy decision.
Now, just out of curiosity, having seen the posts that I've made and being able to kind of track my progress and what I've accomplished, was it comforting, I guess is the right word, to go to my actual website, Leasing to Buy, to be able to say, okay, yeah, I see what he's doing. He's actually doing it. He's doing the deals. It's right there. It's not just fluff. And this is what he's going to teach me to duplicate. Was that a help and kind of comforting and reassuring to see, okay, yeah, here's what he does?
Very, very much so. Kind of like I mentioned with the national guru seminar type thing, and they just kind of told you what to do. Whereas after reading all of your posts on different websites and some of the emails I finally got from you, I could actually go to your website and visually see, okay, this is what he's doing. This is how he puts it together. Oh, he does have all these houses. It made it a lot easier for me to see that you knew what you were doing, and I could, like I said, I could see it.
Now, after you came here and went through the one-on-one training with me, and which of course you got to see you got to see what I do on a daily basis. Got to hear me talking on the phone to the sellers and riding around in the car with me. As you were going through the training, the first day and second day, what do you think your initial thoughts were, say, after the second day or third day? Was it a little overwhelming, or was it, oh wow, I've got a lot of stuff to do? Or what do you think kind of your initial thoughts were just as we were kind of wrapping up the training?
I didn't realize there was that much involved in putting a business together. Mm-hmm. That was probably the biggest thing that hit me. There's all of these steps that you need to do to put a program together for your business. Because anybody can just go ahead and try to get something under contract, put it online, and flip it. But to actually have a business plan and putting that together, that was probably the main thing that hit me like halfway through, or almost at the end of the training when I came out to see you.
Yeah, and I think and that's a good point, Darin, because I think that's so important, is because with what I'm teaching, with what I train, it's not just lease options. It's really taking it from square one, or step one, I should say, and say, okay, now here's how you're going to structure your business. Here's how things have to be structured. Here's how you, develop a business. Here's how you start a business. Here's my business model, because you have to have those things in place to duplicate what I do. And of course, I show you how to do that. But so many people, well, just like me, when I started off, I mean, obviously, I hadn't started a business. I didn't know anything. I didn't know comptroller from Secretary of State to franchise tax I didn't know anything, and so it's certainly vastly different with what I do as far as structuring a business, your LLC, what to put together, discussing registered agent, those types of things, to just having a book that tells people, okay, go out and put up some bandit signs and tell people no money, no credit, no problem. So that's important where you bring up about the business structure, which is certainly something we cover for I would say a good portion of the first day, maybe even half the first day. I could be wrong on that, but I think that is really important, because it's all it comes down to having the systems in place and having the business structure in place. Once you got back home and started getting some things going, were there a couple of aha or light bulb moments after you went through the training that it really kind of sunk in, just to kind of the power of what we do?
I'd probably say that there's probably two different things. The one would be the way that you market for sellers. I personally, and there might be some people out there that share this sentiment, but I personally had a hard time contacting sellers or getting them to contact me as far as if they would like to offer their house in our program. But with the brochures that you had come up with and you shared with me, because I'm not a big cold call person, the calls actually came in a lot. I don't want to say easier than I thought, but it was just a nice change of pace to actually have people calling me with some interest in the program. And then secondly, just I guess the program in general is its like legitimacy. The way like sellers out there or buyers would look at my program as not just a fly-by-night type, oh, there's some guy out there doing rent-to-own type stuff. There's actually legitimacy as far as being a part of the Chamber of Commerce, the Better Business Bureau, a bunch of different other organizations that you could add to your company. And it kind of gave me confidence that, yes, I am a legitimate business owner, and yes, I do have a program, and yes, I can help you.
That's so important as well, what you were just talking about the legitimacy of a business, because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there that try to do real estate, creative real estate, and they're just out there with a Mark's lot and a bandit sign, just trying to make some money off of it, and not realizing that this needs to be a business. This needs to be structured as a legitimate business, because as you know and as you've seen, my business model, it's about first and foremost, putting a business model together that helps people, that helps the sellers and helps the buyers, and just brings that together. And that's really what the focus is and what the important thing is, because the money will come, but it's about putting the business model together that's legitimate, that's going to help people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you hear all the stories about scams being out there, and just overcoming the perception of some of those type businesses with the legitimacy of the way that you put it together and the way you show people how to put it together. It's a huge difference.
Well, and I've had other people that came to me that had done lease options a little bit, and were trying to get things going, and they understood them. But two of the things that really that I remember specifically that stood out with a couple of people was they were just shocked at the fact that I wasn't playing a shell game, what I call the shell game, that you see some people doing out there that are in quote-unquote investment type real estate. I don't do the shell game, and what that is what, and maybe there's some manuals out there that teach to do this, is where you're marketing to the sellers with one website, but then you're marketing to the buyers with another. So in other words, you're playing the shell game where you're keeping them separated, where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Well, to me, like, that's just wrong, that you're trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes when you've got, hey, let me get sellers over here, then I'll market to the buyers over here. And I know a couple people have come to me that were trying to get some things going. That's what they were doing because that's what they were taught. And then when they saw, no, that's not what I do. It's all right there, leasing to buy. That's my site. It's a wonderful conduit to help the sellers and the buyers. Everything's right there. Same thing with the figures. And you've seen how quickly and easily I can put the figures together for a seller, send them out to them, boom, there's the figures, they approve it, we get the docs going, go out, get the pictures, boom, the house is on the website, and all the numbers are right there. Don't you think that makes a difference, being able to say, look, here's everything right there, here's the numbers, here's how everything's set, and letting everybody see how it all comes together?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, just everything you've been hearing in the national news lately about just everything being transparent. Actually, there's less questions you have to answer because everything is right there. They can answer their own questions just by looking on the website, looking at the numbers, and you mean what you say and say what you mean. So,
after coming to me for training now and going through the leasing to buy system and program and operations, and having that support there, seeing the system that we have in place, the operation systems, the business model, don't you think it's so much easier to actually develop and build and duplicate something like this, knowing that I'm here, the company's here, you can always revert back to me and to us?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like you always hear, why reinvent the wheel? If you want to be successful, you look at other people that are doing it, that are successful in the field that you would like to be in. You imitate their business plan as best you can, and just having them as a mentor, being able to answer questions in the field that you're interested in, very quickly answering the questions. It's a very, very large benefit.
And even as I'm tweaking things on my end, you can take that, and of course anything you get in the marketing material, as you know, you take that and you put your own little spin on it, make some adjustments to it, and develop your own system. But the bottom line is that it really mirrors our business model and operation systems. A huge benefit for training is that you've got the business model, the systems, the operations, and the support that's going to last you till, I guess, I die or you lose my number. I don't know. And now you're actually going to be in. You're planning on coming to Atlanta in November. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I will be there in attendance.
Well, fantastic, and some of the attendees will be able to meet you, and you can talk about some of the things that you've faced, some of the hurdles you've faced, and how you got around those and got over those hurdles, because you're fairly new at this, so they're going to be facing some of those questions and hurdles fairly soon, and you've already faced them and fairly recently, so you can be a huge help there. So, well, Darin, thank you so much for your time today. And again, anybody listening to this want to look Darin Ray up, you can just go to Leasing to Own Solutions, and he's based in South Carolina. And Darin, thank you again.
Hey, thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right, thanks, Darin.